I've always thought like millionaires, when they come up with their like monumental idea and it just gives them the golden ticket to be successful, we miss out the bits that go on behind closed doors that give millionaires the building blocks to make themselves into this person when they have this idea, so they're able to execute on it. Only now are these super successful people coming out about what made them who they are today. Here's Steve Bartlett.
Once upon a time, I thought intensity was the answer. I thought, big intense strides forwards was the answer to changing your life. And as I've managed to achieve more things in my life, it's become patently obvious that it's the tiny little, seemingly insignificant decisions that I've made that have compounded in my favor over the space of 5 or 10 years, and not any individual decision. And so, I would implore people to try and get the tiniest things in their life right and see that as a compounding tailwind.
I think it's easy just to sit back and get complacent and be like, oh, I wish I had more money. But that is the easiest way to postpone self-examination, which is necessary for living the life you want. We need to realise that starting somewhere in life is far better than not starting at all. It's a much more easier, more gradual process than we actually believe due to the compound effect.
Small, unsexy, but smart decisions made consistently every day that are in alignment with your big vision lead to seemingly incomprehensible and incredible results. Darren is a multimillionaire, and he's interviewed 6 successful entrepreneurs a month for his magazine Success. And he's found that almost all self-made success uses the compound effect. Darren says, your core values are your internal compass. They act as the filter through which you run all life's demands, requests, and temptations, making sure they're leading you towards your intended destination. When you know that what you're doing from moment to moment, that the choices and decisions that you're making are in alignment with your core values, you are content in knowing that you are becoming the person that you want to become.
Finding your core values and your core beliefs are the starting point of this process. But let's change the core values to your goals. There's a really good video by the Modern Health Monk. Look, I'll show you.
For me, the first thing is vision. It's basically the design. If you just sit down for a day, you pour a coffee, you get out a piece of paper, and you write down what would be the coolest thing that could happen over the next 5 years in my life. If you just do that, you are already ahead of 99% of humanity who show up with no game plan, no vision for the future, no clue what they would like to create besides, I would like more money, or I'd like that girl or that guy, or I'd like a nicer car.
As in the previous episode of the 1% series, having clarity on your goals and the things you want to do is an absolute key point when it comes to achieving goals. I see it as, if you don't have a vision, you're like riding the wave of life, like you are on life's wave. But if you put that vision and you work it back into the habits, you can now command life to like ride your wave type thing.
So for me, the way that I do that is, first of all, I have a journal where I'm regularly writing down updates for the kind of life that I want to build. I always make sure I'm consciously creating, even if it is just in my thoughts, even if it's just up there, both in print journals and in a document that I call 5 years from today. Now, I don't really stick with that idea of 5 years from today, but the point for me is, where do I want to go? In what direction? Where I don't know how I'm going to make it happen yet, but it will happen for sure. I haven't quite fleshed out the process. The point is that you're putting trajectories in your brain and in your subconscious.
Again, based on the last video, when you visualize what this looks like in the future, you're going to realize like what it is, like why you are in this process, which will help you stay motivated. It will like help you break down any negative connotations you have to the journey and ultimately help you set the habits that are required to achieve this vision.
Now, the second piece here is your habits. So the daily action steps that you're going to actually do to make that a reality. You think about the goals you want to reach, and then you have to break them down. Forget the goal, but break it down into a daily habit. So with fitness, you forget losing 30 pounds. The habit is cook every day, go to the gym 20 minutes a day. You want to write a book, you forget having written a book, you put down the habit, write 500 words a day. You want to be in an amazing relationship in 2 years, you forget that goal, you put the habit, I'm going to go out to 4 events where I might meet like-minded people. And that's your daily habit. So you bring it back to, what do I have to do today?
There's a quote from the 5 a.m. Club. It says, we get from life not what we want, but that which who we are. The goal isn't to run a marathon, it's to become a marathon runner. Life is about the journey, and when it comes to your goal getting achieved or not, it ultimately breaks down into how successful and how effective were your habits.
And then the third part for me about consciously designing your life and going forward is really just 2 things. It's the follow through to make sure you actually do these things. And then number 2, it's following little intuitions about when you have to pivot.
The key takeaway from this video is we fail the minute we decide not to start something. Just setting the goals, that allows the exponential growth of the compound effect to take place. As said in Atomic Habits, habits are compound interest of self-improvement. But there's one main point in this. Humans are forgetting machines, and we have to find a way that works for us. Ultimately, otherwise, life's distractions are going to distract you away from your goals. You're going to sit there in 10 years' time and be like,